Oh, it's good to be back in the room. Yes, hello everybody and welcome to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast on earth that is a complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the freestyler himself. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. We bloody made it.
It's good to be back, ready to rock and roll for 2021.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that we made it all the way into 2021. We missed out on a couple of episodes, but we've been very busy organising everything for the new calendar year.
That's right. And this year we've got some very exciting things coming up. Some very, very exciting things coming up.
Including a dog in the studio. It's always more exciting with a dog in the studio. But do you want to tell, Kieran, do you want to tell some of the people out there what we're planning for the this calendar year, this 2021?
Right, sorry, I will get to that. I was watching Top Gear today.
Okay.
Right, during work. And I'm totally going off track here.
Yes.
But they did a radio show for like 3 hours in Britain. And just basically start there for 2021 and now the dog's in the room.
Yep.
Everyone, I brought my mum's dog here because I'm babysitting it. And it's clearly made Jess crazy.
I think
playing away. So now we've got Audrey. Hi, Audrey.
That's lovely. Well, she's got a lovely bed here for her to sleep.
So this is the podcast that is the real shit show.
This is the real shit show. But in the future, what we found was during our little break, one, we are very good at reviewing films.
Very good at reviewing films.
And we did a lot. We actually watched a lot of films up at Phillip Island.
We watched a lot of bad films. And we didn't do a Phillip Island special.
No, we didn't.
Which is probably for the best.
No. Yeah, we'll get to that later on in the show because I have a laundry list of New Year's rants. So
right.
it's
lovely.
All good. But we did do that. We watched a lot of films up there. We watched a lot of films up there. We will listen to a lot of podcasts up there.
Yeah.
Or at least I did, and you did as well, because we have this thing.
I saw you. So listeners, we went away to Phillip Island. We went overseas. We're there for a couple of days, celebrated the new year. And one morning I wake up. Now, your almost wife,
yes,
the fiance, was doing a big clean. And
yes.
I was like, fuck, I've got to get out of here. I've got to get away from here.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, the cleaning
danger.
The cleaning witch
Danger,
is
Mr.
here,
Yes.
right? And she's going on a rampage and people have left stuff and some people have already left. And oh my God, I knew not to be there. Now, you had already sensed this. Maybe it was your 6th or 7th sense. You had already made yourself a sandwich. You were sitting outside by yourself. And I look at you and you're so happy. You've got a sandwich in front of you and you're listening to a podcast.
I was.
And I was like, that is a very content man. He knew not to be in the house because he knew that this was a couple of hours of torture.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
And I made the decision to get in my car and leave.
You did.
I was like, I'm out of here.
Very well.
I'm out. I'm gone.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We did a good clean up of that place so people can pay us more for next time that they come up here, I think. But it was a very good time. We had lots of things going up there, but we will get to why we didn't do a show up there later on. But for now, as we usually do in the new year, we do all the grievances from the previous year and the rants for this calendar year, this 2021, the greatest year in human history.
Is that because Trump's no longer president?
Oh, look, I'm not talking any politics because I've been off the grid for so long. I have no idea what happened. And I got back here looking at Twitter and Facebook and I just saw the new Jamiroquai album with the guy with the horns and the face paint. And I'm like, this is amazing. I love Jamiroquai.
I didn't even know. I've missed that.
Oh, that's it. People taking the photo of them taking the Capitol building.
Right, okay.
And putting the Jamiroquai logo. That's what Jamiroquai sort of looks like. I saw that. I saw like there's voter fraud, but no voter fraud. I saw Trump off Twitter. But look, I don't think we're ready. We're going to wait for the dust to settle. And then we're going to make
We need our American experts on the podcast.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, since we did our break, we've done a lot of things. Like I said, we've done the Christmas, we've done the New Year, we've done the Phillip Island trip. We've come back. And
we had a bolognese off.
We did. We'll talk about that later, I think. But for now, let's do some rants. 'Cause I think you got some. I've definitely got a bunch, and I guarantee I'm actually going to go through the list because I feel like we've been really letting people down with the rants recently because we're doing the Christmas specials.
Mm-hmm.
We need more rants.
More rants.
More rants.
All right.
Let's start with. So I met my work team for the first time ever. So I've been working for this organization for 4 months, 5 months. I met them for the first time ever, and look, they're actually a great bunch of people. I actually really love who I work with. It's very surprising. 'Cause usually I hate everybody.
Right. Okay.
But we get there, and my boss is like, let's take some photos. Let's have some fun. I'm like, yep, I'm always up for a photo. I'll stand there for a photo, holding a gift, holding a smile, holding a drink. Doesn't bother me. And then they do the famous words that makes me want to kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, now a funny one.
Oh. Fuck off.
And you're just there going, I'm already funny looking enough. Let's start with that as a premise.
Is it like it's like singing Happy Birthday?
Yes, it's like singing Happy Birthday.
I don't know you, and I'm in a crowd, and I've got to sing Happy Birthday. I don't want to sing Happy Birthday.
Happy Birthday's not too bad because if you just get involved with it, it's okay. But because you don't, look, it's funny when we do it because we're like, we're ridiculous. We just try to gross each other out.
Yeah.
But when you're with work colleagues or even family, like how gross do you get until you're like, what do you do? Just like what?
Well, I was playing Cards Against Humanity the other day with my with my dad's stepmom, one of his friends, right?
Mm.
And the Bukkake card came up.
Oh,
and
yeah,
my stepmom goes, "Oh, what's a Bukkake?" And
good.
so I just said, "Oh,
Is that the second time we've had to describe it to people, like adults?
Yeah,
in front of it?
yeah. But
you had to describe it to my mum, I think. Once.
Yeah, I think so. I think I have hardly known your parents when we're playing Cards Against Humanity, and I'm the one reading out all the cards right when they come home from wherever they've been.
Oh, that's fine.
And I've got to read out all these, and I'm like, I don't know them. Anyway,
that's great.
But I had to describe to my stepmom what Bukkake was, so I just did a hand motion.
Yeah.
I said, pretend I'm a guy and there's 10 beautiful ladies and they're all on their knees, and then I just mimed the action.
No, but that's wrong.
Right.
Bukkake.
Oh no, there's more dicks and all that, but she doesn't need to know that, right?
It's like George Costanza. You are doing what?
Yeah.
But I can't understand why you would even want a silly photo. Like back in the day, like maybe you want to catch it. Like when you had like one roll of film, you're like, oh, I want something to capture the funniness of this moment. But now you can take like 50 million photos.
Because work's too serious, Church.
Oh.
And you need to let your hair down.
According to Francesca Moy podcast I was listening to.
For the silly photo.
I don't like the silly photo. Get rid of the silly photo.
You know when we had the photos, you take the photos and you get the printed on the printing paper?
Like the Polaroids?
The 2008, 2006 cameras.
They're still around.
Right, those ones. there was I was on a school camp, so maybe it was like 2004.
Yeah.
Every photo I was in, I was doing a silly photo. So there'd be like the 10 of us on this massive hike, and there's me doing a silly photo.
Yeah, but that's funny because if you're the only one
I
doing
thought it was hilarious. My dad got all the photos. He yelled at me. He's like, "You can't be serious, can you?"
If you're in,
and now I can't. That's why I'm on a podcast.
Being serious. If everyone's being serious and you're not, and you're doing a funny face, that's funny. But it's like someone telling you, like, "Oh, we do a podcast." Tell us a joke. It's like I can't tell you. What do you mean?
If we were two teachers at a school, and they do the staff photos,
yeah,
we would totally swap places.
That's kind of
funny.
Thing you do.
That's funny.
But that's a coordinated joke, not a at last minute. Okay, everyone, swap places. We're gonna swap the names down the bottom of the. What the fuck? That's not funny. That's just chaos. Chaos for the sake of chaos. That's one of my big rants. That's the one I brought from last year. What else have I got here? Okay, here's a good one. Mm-hmm. So when we're up at Phillip Island, there's no real internet. Like, I didn't have my laptop. I had my laptop, but I didn't have, there's no Wi-Fi up there. It's on your phone. And
it's good. It's good to switch off.
It's great to switch off. And every so often I like to look at a website like Reddit or something like that. But one of the things we had to do at places was do the scan in. And scan in at places to say that we're going there.
The QR code. Which never works on my phone.
But you know what I like? QR codes used to be used by drug dealers. And that was it.
Yeah.
Like, it was a special thing. Like, it came out, it's like, oh, we're going to all use QR codes, like, to scan things instead of taking, like, whatever it is. And then no one used them except for drug dealers. And I used to put them on my old band, the Clichés posters. You have to pay for QR codes to last forever?
Really?
Really?
I thought it was just another language because I thought you could just type in like a web page and
I
then
thought that
it
too.
does
But
the
you,
QR.
have to, you do that, but like they last like 3 months.
I think you're getting scammed.
I didn't pay for any. I paid for the free ones. I got the free ones. Like 3 months they last. That's all I needed for a band poster.
Yeah.
Who cares, right? But you scan that QR code, and where did it try to take you? Please download the government.
Oh, boo.
The
Just take me to a porno
Just
site.
take me to a porn site. But scan the code. Please download the government safe COVID app. I was like, why? Why do I need an app for this? If there's a website, why can't I just use the website? Why do I need
I'm
this
getting annoyed.
extra party in between my things, blocking up my phone when a website works perfectly well, when all you're literally doing is giving your name and your phone number?
I prefer the places where it's pen and paper.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Pen
fine with that.
and paper. No, you know what I'm annoyed at with the QR codes? Australia has terrible hospitality when you go out to restaurants compared to America.
Okay.
Right? Because we don't have the tip culture. Right? So it's terrible.
Oh, I think the tip culture is stupid as well, but we'll complain about that another day.
But you get good service when you're in America. In Australia, you come back to Australia after being in America,
Yeah.
you go to restaurants and you go, this is shit.
Yeah.
Now, because you go to restaurants now and you get the QR code, some of them make you order and pay on your phone.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I'm there at the the
I might as well order takeout.
For you to service
I
me.
might as well just order takeout if that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the menu and tell you, and you can go away and
I'm
fuck
not in
it
a
up.
Japanese restaurant. It's okay in the Japanese restaurant to do that. Because they give you the iPad.
That's true. Or on the touchscrght.
They give you the touch screen. It's there
I
for
want
you.
50 of these, and you come out with
Because
too
my
many.
problem is I've turned up to these places and I thought I'd solve my life with this brick. I've got this Apple phone.
Yeah.
I've now got the cover with the extra battery in the
Yeah,
back. So
yeah,
last 2 days, I've been out, 3 or 4 times?
And
Every
fine.
fucking time my phone's got less than 20% battery. Now I've got to do this QR code and now I've got to be ordering
Yeah.
not only snacks but drinks.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
It's
it
all
is.
over. It's all over.
And then they've got nowhere for you to charge your phone.
I
And you
think-
ask, and you're made to look like an unorganized person.
I just don't like it. I don't
No.
like the whole thing. I don't mind the QR code, but just send me to a website. You know, otherwise I've got to download a whole new app that I'm going to have on my phone until probably the end of time now, because coronavirus is never going to die.
You know the New South Wales outbreak that happened
Yeah.
to American listeners, one of our other states, provinces.
Oh yeah, they got
whatever.
3 cases or whatever it was.
Yeah, but the health people were using the people that had been to restaurants and the QR codes. Most people are lying. They can't get on to the people because they're not providing accurate details.
Oh, who would have thought? I bet you the pen and paper. Look, I went to the shops on Saturday, and I had schnitz, fantastic, like schnitzels, right? And they had the pen and paper, and I'm like, I trust the pen and paper more than I trust the QR codes. People like me, and I'm sure you've done it too. You scan the QR code. Yeah, I done it. No.
I just get someone else to do it. I just go,
That's
my
the way I
QR code doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, it's always a bit. Always a bit.
Well,
of
it
a
probably
shit case.
does, but
Yeah. But we're continuing on. Shall I continue on?
Continue
I've got more
on.
rants.
Oh,
This
good.
is a great
This is-
episode. This is going to be me talk, because I've got a whole bunch of other cool stuff to talk about too. Okay, we're up at Phillip Island. It's bore water. You can't drink the water from the taps. You can, but it's not very nice. And you really should, you can bathe in it. You can wash things in it, but you probably shouldn't drink it.
right.
So
My stomach is always a little bit upset when I go there.
Yeah.
And I think it's from brushing my teeth.
yeah, I
with
think
the
it's
bore
just
water.
something. I think
Yeah.
it's just something. Because it doesn't take too much to sort of make you feel a little bit sick. And it feels different as well. Like when you have a shower, it feels a little bit.
You know, water's got hardness, so there's different hardness levels to water.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Which is also when you're making beer, or you're brewing beer.
Yeah, you got to have the
that-
right
you
type
gotta-
of beer. That's right.
you
You
gotta
gotta- the
water
best-
hardness,
That's
yeah.
why the Victorian beer is actually pretty good, because we've got a really good water system here, right? So all good. That's fine. We're drinking bottled water, but then you go, oh, I'm just gonna buy the cheap bottles of water, because you're like, who cares? As long as you can drink it, they're all the same. They all came out of the same tap from Nestle.
Yeah,
Who
so
cares?
we're just paying for different marketing.
That's good. But some of those bottles are so thin. You try to open them,
Oh, the plastic.
and the
plastic's
plastic
so
just
thin.
crumples, and
Yep.
it just spills over, and you lose like a little bit of your bottle of water. And we're all trying to conserve water, save water, and all that sort of fun stuff. And they're making shitty, less plastic water, and we're losing the actual product that we want.
Yeah. It's like McDonald's has got rid of the plastic straw now.
I was going to mention that next, and and now they've ruined the
I
plastic.
don't like it.
And I don't understand how you're supposed to eat. Like, so Jess got a McFlurry.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave her a paper straw. And she's like,
To eat the
what the? Oh, no, she got a frozen Coke. And she's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with a paper straw and a frozen Coke? They're ruining things. Look, we've had straws for so long.
Yeah.
Probably
a good thing, right?
And it's like, you know what? They perfected it.
Yeah.
You know, we even went crazy with it in the 90s with the crazy straws, and they still worked better.
Oh, the fucking crazy
straws. The crazy straws.
Crazy straws are great.
No, they're great. They're not as good. Like, it's not as consistent.
I think I know what someone's getting for their engagement gift. Crazy straws.
But even like people go, just bring a metal straw around. What am
no.
I going to fucking bring? My whole cutlery set
Fucking
around. Bring
metal.
your glass, bring all, this is,
They
when I go
should-
to a restaurant, I shouldn't be camping.
They should give you the option when they transition. I think they should give you the option.
I don't understand. Wouldn't you think that, like, especially in this coronavirus world, the plastic straw would be safer than the paper one? So you got a paper straw in paper, or you used to have the plastic straw in paper. Wouldn't you? And you can still get plastic straws in plastic. Remember back in the day, you used to go to the little dispenser
And you just dispense them and you keep dispensing them?
It was a riot.
And I was also, I'll never take the one that's already there.
No, take the second one.
You got to take the second one. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So everyone was taking 2 straws instead of 1. It was pretty. But all this coronavirus stuff is really interesting. So we talk about this saving water, saving all that sort of thing. Did you know, out of this whole lockdown from last year, only emissions went down 7% worldwide?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
So every car turned off. No one went to work. No one did this. Limited everything. No flights. 7%.
7%. Which shows you business. It's big business.
It just shows, it's just shipping containers.
Yeah.
Because we're still shipping masks from China to come here and put it on our fucking faces. So, global warming's a lie.
Yeah.
Do not tax me anymore.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, this is. I was listening to something the other day, and this person said, and can't even remember what I was listening to. So this is really bad. But the person said the only way we fix global warming is big business.
That'll kill ourselves.
It's big business solving problems for big business.
But the problem is it's the minorities. There's too many of them.
There's Twitter, Facebook, all of that give these minorities too much of a loud voice, and then everyone thinks it's they're.
Well, you know what? If they, instead of spending money on diversity courses, that businesses gave it to other businesses to work on renewable resources, we might have a solution.
We might indeed.
See, it's the minorities not allowing us to be carbon safe.
I cannot wait to get a socialist on this podcast.
I'm sorry. You gotta really push the envelope when it comes to... Oh yeah, continuing on. I've got more. Look at my book. Look at this book of shit. All right, I hope you agree with me on this.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna agree because I don't know what I'm agreeing to.
Okay, sure.
Because last time I agreed to something before I knew what it was, and you bring out. I'm not even gonna say it.
Oh, the pedophile podcast. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Okay, here's one. And I don't know if you agree, but the soap.
Mm-hmm.
So we all have to wash our hands more.
Yeah.
Soap. And they're like, oh, you know what we can do to save water? This is another saving water initiative. Mm-hmm. Instead of you wetting your hands and then using the soap and then washing your hands, we're just going to cut out the middleman. So what you can do is now you spray the soap and it already comes out foamy.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't know why someone thought this was a good idea, because I always feel like it's not wet enough. And
no. You gotta wet your hands and then you gotta soap it.
No. But the whole point is the foam soap was to get rid of the initial rinse. You know, it's like all those things now. It's like, oh, don't rinse your dishwasher, and we'll give 40 liters of water to some underprivileged African man. And it's like, I don't care. I'm gonna pre-rinse my things. I'm gonna put it in the dishwasher, and I'm probably gonna do it again if they're shit. Don't care.
No, I'm
you're a foam soap man.
You've got to wet my hands, soap, lather it up.
You got to lather,
and then
I feel the lathering is what makes the cleanliness occur.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's the psychological hack of going, I feel like I've now done it. You know what I mean? I've now produced all this foam.
Yes.
That was me.
I know, and that's why I don't like it.
I don't like the pre-foam.
The pre-foam's like already done. Like, oh, I put it in my hand, done. Ooh. And it feels...
Betty Crocker had this problem right? They made
What was
they made cakes, instant packaging cakes in
Yeah.
like the 1950s, and you didn't have to add anything. You just had to add water
Yeah.
or milk or whatever it was, stir it and bake it. They couldn't sell anything. But as soon as they made it a little bit difficult, you had to crack the eggs yourselves
Oh.
and add the eggs, they exploded.
Because you need
Instant-
that tactile. It's like all that VR shit, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, VR's going to be the next one." No, people need that tactile response.
Yeah.
that's why the touch screens. I still sometimes like a keyboard because the iPad or the Surface Pro, the tactile response doesn't.
You need
give
to
you
do
that
just a
feedback.
little bit, of something.
Just
Yeah.
that feedback. Okay, I'm glad you agree with me on the foam soaps. Okay, here's one. I read that Michael Keaton is coming back to play Batman.
Right.
And
Who-
I'm like,
Who's Michael Keating?
he was one of the Batman in one of the Tim Burton ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how old is he now? 60?
Fucking old.
Old. Okay. You know who else? Rocky keeps coming back. Oh, what's his name? Sylvester Stallone coming back out of retirement and does like the Expendables and the
No,
Rocky
you can
films.
come out of retirement and do cartoons.
Yes.
That's not really coming out of retirement. That's just you're doing a voice.
No, he's going to be in the live action films.
Oh.
Yes. It's the same as like Rocky. He
Oh,
come
am I
back
thinking
and
of
he's fighting.
the Incredibles then?
Yeah, no, I think of
Okay.
Okay. Like, so all these old blokes are still coming back onto screen being superheroes. And do you believe... Okay, how old's your dad? 60s?
60-ish.
Okay. Michael Keaton's about 60.
Mhm.
Can you imagine your dad
Mhm.
going, I'm going to go play Batman and be...
I could.
And then watch him jump off a building and kill himself.
Well, he wouldn't do that. The stunt double would do that.
But that's what I mean. It's like, I don't believe you. Like, if we could put any Batman, like a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old. Like, I believed, what's his name? I believed, I didn't even believe George Clooney. He was too old. But I believed what's his name?
I'm really not helping you out.
American Psycho. From American Psycho.
Batman.
Yeah, that one.
See how you bring it back around?
That's right, yeah. But I believe that. Like, even Ben Affleck.
Bale,
I
Christian
think
Bale.
I believed
Yeah.
him because he was like sort of young, like 30-ish. And a 30-ish sort of guy is pretty much in the prime of his life.
Well, speak for yourself. I've been at the gym this week.
Yeah.
And we've had to up the kilograms,
Yeah.
the pounds for the weights. I'm doing like 6 is my max.
Yeah.
Multiple sets. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but that's okay. But you'll get there.
I'm
you
done.
know? But so if you're 80 years old or 60
I
years old...
hobbled into your house today from
Yeah,
the
well,
car.
you know.
I hobbled. There was a man watering his garden, and I parked my car, and he was very suspicious of like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Who's this person?
Are
And
you
I was,
wearing a mask?
and I was no,
No, that's
and I was,
why.
and I was walking like an old man.
Ugh. But I don't get why these 60-year-old men are deciding I'm gonna like Sylvester Stallone. Oh, I'm gonna come back and be Rocky, and I could beat up a 22-year-old black guy. He can't.
I would believe it if he was like the coach now.
Oh, he's doing that in the whole like he did like Rocky, like the last Rocky film called
Yeah.
Rocky, and now he's being the coach for like what's his name, Apollo Creed's son.
Yeah.
And he's the coach.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a great move.
Perfect. I believe that.
Perfect. I believe that 100%. But I don't believe you're going to come out there and beat up a guy.
Well, unless he works for some kind of scientific lab, and then
It's the
This-
incredible bulk. Amazing bulk.
and then some kind of magic syrup gets knocked over, and
It's called cocaine.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Cocaine and steroids. That's what you're doing there. Okay. I've got some more. Okay. People who are indecisive at supermarkets.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'll tell you a nice simple one. I went shopping. I had a list of things. And it's like, oh yeah, I roughly know what brand I'm going to get of things.
Mhm.
Okay. So I had to go there. I had to get some Nurofen, some Panadol for us oldies at the Phillip Island because hungover. We need some shit like that. And I'm like, you know what?
Hydrolite. You had to get the
Hydrolite.
Hydrolite.
You know what? I buy the expensive Hydrolite, the Hydrolite proper one. But ibuprofen is ibuprofen whether you put it in a Panadol box or a cheap Coles box. Anyway, so I put my trolley to the side.
Mhm.
Very polite.
That's very nice
You know,
of you.
because it's the left and right.
Yeah.
You know, realistically now with the COVID it should be one way all the way through, but no, left and right. I understand. Put it
Yeah.
to the side, and I go over to grab the Panadol, a Nurofen, so it's like ibuprofen and all that. This lady with a pram scorches in front of me with her and 2 kids trailing behind her like the Pied Piper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I'll stand back. I went to stand back and wait for the kids and stuff to pass to get my thing. And then she stands there in front of my trolley with a hand on her hip because I'm in her way. Because she's trying to get like hairspray or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second. Hold on a minute.
You were there first.
I was there first.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my ibuprofen and the Panadol and I put it in the trolley and I moved my trolley and then I think, oh, she's obviously if she's waiting like this and tapping her foot to me, she obviously knows what she wants and wants to get out. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. She's got 3 kids, all that. Anyway, I move my trolley and she just stands there and then decides put the hand on the chin, like, you know, the whole like chin thinking thing, and starts thinking. And I'm like, wait a minute. You pushed in front of me, you got really upset, and then I moved.
She lost an argument at home.
I guarantee she
lost an argument at home.
I'll beat that 30-year-old kid at Coles.
I get really annoyed, especially shopping in Aldi. There's a direction you go. You walk through
Aldi's
the
a
door.
very simple shop.
You walk. You basically 4 ups and downs. Now you can either go up, or you can go across. So you can either go up. We're going to start with the fresh fruit.
Yep.
Or I'm going to quickly duck across because what I need is on the other side.
Yeah.
And then you get to the register.
I don't need to see.
You don't walk against the flow.
No. Like, you know, maybe you go, you know what I don't need? I don't need to go through the special buys.
Yeah.
Which is wrong.
The fun aisle.
You always need to go through
You
the
do.
special,
That's right.
special buys. You
Well,
never know.
This is how we're getting old because when you start going down that special buys and start buying things quite regularly, you're getting old.
Oh, look, there's always a good... I hated it when we were putting the house together. I was like, oh, I've got to go to Bunnings and pick up like some planter boxes. I've got to go past Bunnings and pick up some screws. I've got to go past Bunnings and pick up a hose. And then like the week after, that's when Aldi be like, hoses on special. like, oh, motherfucker. Like, that's what I needed.
Aldi always knows what you need, though.
It's a bit scary.
Always knows what you need.
Well, speaking of knowing what I need, you know what I don't need in my life?
I don't
People
know.
telling me the law.
Oh.
Because, especially
church.
with this COVID shit,
People are experts in the law.
There are
Basically,
experts in
everyone
law.
is an expert
expert
in the law.
everyone is, especially online. You know,
I'm not an expert in the law.
No, neither am I. But you know what I do know? There's one rule that I learnt from a bunch of lawyers that I used to work with. And they're like, a law is only as good as it can be enforced.
I was going to say, just no comment.
Yeah. That too.
Just provide no comment.
But
I've been watching RBT. Shut up for a second.
That is a New Year's Day week of television.
Oh my God. I'm just new to RBT. If you're American, please watch RBT, Australian RBT, because I think they'll be amazed at, number one, when the Australian cops say you're now under arrest, there's no handcuffs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's no handcuffs, and then they're in the back of the car and they're chatting away.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
It's a very different dynamic.
But I'm watching
so
these
drunk.
people going, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know.
Everything you say is going to be used against
My
you.
favorite is like a kid will be like, oh, yeah, I didn't have any beers. Like, oh, so you are 0.12 drinks, you know, like, hi. And then a guy will be like a 60-year-old man, but
Yeah.
oh, yeah, had 12 beers at the pub. It's like, oh, sir, you shouldn't be driving. And they do the breathalyzer, like, you are under.
You are just under.
You are just under. Oh, thanks for that, coppers. Have a good one. Every time.
Yeah.
There's no in between. Like, young people, far too drunk.
Yeah.
Old people, 50 beers in, driving home, everything's fine. No worries, coppers, I'll see you soon. Tip your hat. You know, you're doing a good job. But it was New Year's Eve, and we got the news from the classic Daniel Andrews team that you can now no longer have 30 people at your home. You can only have 15.
Yes.
Like an hour before everyone was going to go out, or when everyone was already out.
So it's a couple of hours where people may or may not be paying attention to the news. Yeah.
People probably turned off their phones. They're probably like, I'm already in my costume. I'm already at a barbecue. I'm already having about 4 drinks.
There's already 30 of us
people
here.
here.
Yeah.
I've already ordered all the food, and the caterer's not going to last minute. The government told me I can't have it, so you're going to have to cut the food bill in half.
Yeah.
No, everyone's still rocking up. And I guarantee you there was nobody that got a fine on New Year's Eve for having too many people at their home. And this is what I mean about a law. A bad law is one that can't be enforced. And this is one of those ones. Unless the Gestapo's going house to house like they did in World War II to find the Nazis.
I think
Jews.
most people would do the right thing. I think, like most Australians, they would have gone, nah, this isn't enough time, but we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah.
Guys, have a good New Year's. I'll see you next year, but only in groups of 15.
Have you heard the news? I haven't heard any news, so don't bring any news here.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I think all of that combined, those are all the rants that I have. But I'm just amazed. Like, so that was I think people are caught up now. It's been literally half an hour of us ranting about stuff. This is a good show.
My favourite thing that day when they brought in those new restrictions, we were to go go-karting.
Yes, that's right.
We were to go go-karting. And it was like, we weren't quite sure whether we had to wear masks or not masks. And someone asks the staff, do we have to wear masks? And they go, not till 5 o'clock tonight.
Not till 5 o'clock.
I was like, you beauty! We're going go-karting with no masks!
That was the greatest.
Oh.
And we rock up down there, they're like, take your masks off. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I got a haircut,
Yeah.
a couple of days ago. And I get into the chair and I've got my usual sort of hairdressers and a place I go to.
No, do you have an Effie? I've got an
I do,
Effie.
but it's a bloke and he's good. I can't remember his name though. But he's
Yeah.
a Lockie sort of bloke, so he knows what I like, And then he's sitting there and goes, take off your mask and glasses. I don't want that shit on. Like, yeah. Yeah.
This is why I'm saying Melbourne, third wave, end of Feb, March.
As long
I'm
as it's
calling
after
it
the
now.
27th of Feb when my engagement party is,
I'm calling
everything is okay.
I'm calling
That's
it
the
now.
important thing. You have to drink with my nonna.
Well, that's fine. I'm absolutely fine with that. What I'm thinking I might be able to get a bit lucky. My sister's getting married in February in Hobart.
Yeah.
And because of COVID, I'm thinking, this is perfect. I can just say, and I'm too worried about flying to Hobart and being locked out of coming back to Victoria and doing quarantine. What a shame.
Oh,
I can't spend 4 days with my family. I'm going to have to stay in Melbourne. Could this be any better?
Do you have to quarantine from coming from
No.
Tasmania?
I'm just worried. if a case fucking opens up, they'll do...
Tasmania hasn't had a case for about the whole...
Ever. Ever.
The whole...
Like, they've had none. None.
the whole time. Like, it's like it's not even a real place. Told you it's not real.
It's none. So, no, I had to book the flights.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going...
Which is a flight to Hobart?
it was about $100 or something.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought it was going to be like 200 because it's inflated. And...
Nah, it's pretty cheap. I think a lot of Victorians are just going to Hobart at the moment.
Yeah.
But I was going... So I'm bringing my sister going, when are you going over? Okay, cool. Now, who's taking your kids over? Oh, grandmum. Okay, I ring up mum. Oh, what flight's your one over there? Oh, you're on the 4 o'clock flight. Oh, okay,
that's on the 6 o'clock
flight.
flight.
I am going on the 6 o'clock flight. I was like,
I'll be there a little bit like I have to do some stuff.
I've got to work on the Friday. Oh no, I've got to get the 6 o'clock.
Work from
flight.
home.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in the Qantas Lounge at 4 o'clock.
I will be at the Qantas, and then I ring up my old man, who's still got Qantas Lounge membership.
Yeah.
I was like, what flight are you on? He's like, the 6 o'clock.
Beautiful.
Yes!
We're here.
We're
having a good time. It's all good. So let's do some real life stuff.
The real life, the news.
What we did was, why didn't we have a show at Phillip Island, Kieran?
Yeah.
Do you want to explain it to the people? Do you want me just to explain my point of view?
You start off, and I'll correct all the wrongs.
Every year we do a show up there. Every year, and I just go to you. Bring your microphone and a mic stand. That's all you have to bring. I'll bring everything else.
Now, I don't think you said that to me this year.
No, I did not say that. I thought I even bought an extra cable. I bought all this other, and I go, what?
Can I tell you?
Talk about this every year. I go, it's guaranteed. I trust the CEO to make the right decisions for the podcast. He's made them once before. And we get there, and
Shut
the
up for a
first
sec.
day we get
Shut
there,
up for a sec.
we're having a drink.
Shut up for a sec. Shut up for a sec.
Working up to the spa, and I go, "Do you bring your microphone?" He goes, "No." And then the creme de la creme happens. You go, not only that, because of my housemate being annoying, because he didn't trust us at home, I decided to lock my office because he said that he would be going into our spaces. So just to make him more angry, I locked my office door. And look, Great story.
Yeah.
Hilarious story. We couldn't record a show, though, because...
my other housemate was coming down to Phillip Island the next day because I was like, maybe he could bring the microphones down for me. But I was like, oh no, I've locked the old door. Just to be annoying.
And then my favourite part of the New Year's night was we're in the spa, we're getting out of the spa, we're all relaxed, you're on something and I'm not know if I can talk about it on the show, but you talk to me and you're really into wrestling at this point in time. You're really into MMA at this point in time.
Mixed martial arts.
And you're getting, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he grabbed me by the head like this because I'm very short. And he goes, Turch, let's do the podcast. And I go, dude, okay, that's fine. You get your microphone and we'll set up in the living room. And you're like, okay. And about a half an hour later, you're nowhere to be seen.
I don't even remember this part.
Oh, you were gone. You were just in the backyard drinking. I think you were laying on the floor for a bit because you had too many beers.
That is great.
It was very exciting sort of time.
I'm really glad we didn't because it's always so much fun.
A shit show. It's always
very much a shit show. It's very much it's how we start off. I play basketball, right? I've played basketball since I've been under 8s, under 10s, whatever it is, 8 years of age.
Yeah.
And I've played basically with the same team, and I still play with them.
That's awesome.
Right? It's basically and Helen, Pat's mum, who does no longer on the team, hasn't been on the team for about 10 years because he went into the army and then moved. His mum has probably been my team manager since under 12s. I think she's one season she hasn't been. So she's still the team manager.
What a little age.
Men's Monday night open age. We have a team manager, Helen.
Amazing.
Who turns up every week. Her son doesn't play. She turns up every week. She's probably out of the entire time had, I think, 3 or 4 times where she hasn't made it, right?
Yeah.
And she texts us every week on Sunday, the game time on Monday. Now, a couple of years ago, she made the same mistake you made, Church. I'm not going to text the boys. They should be old enough, wise enough to go online and look up the schedule.
Yeah.
She turns up to the basketball court. No one shows. No one shows. Obviously it's a forfeit.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, I thought you guys would have looked it up. And it was like, no text message. Don't tell us.
Yeah.
We don't turn up. My point is, you should have told me to bring the mic.
Well,
you should have told me.
You know what? You come over here to do the show, and I don't have to remind you to bring a mic. I would have thought doing the show in Phillip Island.
You've built up 3 or 4 years. You've told me to bring the mic. We've built up I've built up a reliance, Church.
Well, you know what? As a CEO, you shouldn't be reliant on others. You should be strong and independent. See, these are the skills I'm trying to teach you as a person, as a doer.
Too much cognitive load. Too much. You've got to reduce your cognitive load.
Jeez. So one thing a day for Kieran. That's all I can be. Drive to Phillip Island. That's it. If lock door.
Yeah, 2 things.
That's You're already in overload from that. But in Phillip Island, we did have our pasta sauce making competition, and amazingly,
bolognese
was specifically a bolognese with spaghetti.
Yeah,
and amazingly, a draw.
That's right. So let me just put this into context. I challenged Church to a bolognese competition because I think my bolognese is perfecto.
Yep.
Right, absolutely perfecto. And I brought the slow cooker up as well.
You did.
Because I was like, I'm going to slow cook the fuck out of this. This is going to be my secret weapon, the slow cookness.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick your ass. Anyway, the day was a little bit... And I got a text message from Jess saying, send me your ingredients.
Yeah. And I thought we'd help you.
And I can't...
There's a magic to it.
There's a magic, there's a feel, there's an art to it,
It's Marbo, vibe.
I've got to be there. I've got to pick the tomato I want. Yeah. And, so I had to do the shopping. I mean, clearly very unorganized. And the day that we did the shopping, I think we were out go-karting or something. And it was like 4:00. And I was like, fuck.
Get that slow cooker on.
This pasta's challenge. Oh shit. Because you've already cooked the bolognese.
Well, I cooked it
You pre-cooked it the day before.
I cooked it the day before because I thought to myself...
Which I was shitting myself because I was like, fuck, it's now getting all the extra flavour.
I was so disappointed in myself. I got my whole recipe. I knew what I was doing, all that. And then I go, just so pass the bay leaf. And she goes, we don't have any. And I went, buck. But look, very proud. So as much as I think we're going to have to do another food challenge, and I'll tell you why. Because I know it was a draw. I'm not saying it because it was a draw. It's because I don't think we had enough people to decide a winner. And I'll tell you why. Because we had 9 people up at Phillip Island. We couldn't taste.
Yeah.
Jess was out as well because she too biased. And then we had a vegetarian and someone who couldn't eat because
of the onion
and garlic.
Yeah.
So realistically, we only had 4 people to try it. And that's not an odd number. Usually you have an odd number. That way there's a definitive winner. So we had 4 people try it, and it was a split down the middle. The women liked yours, the men liked mine.
And I am quite happy because I've lost every other challenge.
That's true.
Now it's a draw. So
and you're stepping up in the world. So very exciting. I don't think we got any pictures of the sauce, but it was a dead draw.
And then I forgot the tomato paste.
You did the tomato paste. Oh, you forgot the tomato paste. I forgot my bay leaf. It was a very even battle.
So I was looking at yours going, yours is
nice and red.
It's like yours aesthetically looks pleasing. I'm like, you're looking at yours I'm like, glad they were blindfolded.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at mine going, that looks like shit.
And look, I had some of yours. Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. I'm very proud. Very proud. But we'll have to do something else. I'll have a think. That can be something else in the future that we can.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. I don't have a deep fryer.
Don't need a deep fryer.
Oven.
Don't need an oven.
Air fryer.
No. Need a bit of oil and a pan.
Like a schnitzel then.
No.
A different diet. We'll work that out. So I'm not strong with that. We
I'm
were both very keen on our sauce.
I'm strong with that, and I know I'm gonna kick your ass.
We're both very keen on our sauce.
Yeah.
That thing. Now, some amazing news.
Maybe another sauce off.
Maybe make a proper lasagna.
No, I can't do lasagna.
No, you know what? You had the sauce already. You're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then all you need to do is you go to the shops, you buy 2 types of cheese at least. Mozzarella and your parmesan. And you buy the fresh lasagna sheets. Bit of sauce down the bottom so it doesn't stick. Lasagna sheets, sauce, cheese, lasagna sheets. And you're done. And you put it in the oven for 40 minutes. That's lasagna. You were halfway there.
You remember about doing one thing a day?
Yeah.
Right, we're now making it 2 things.
Let's make lasagna. I made a sauce today. It was very good. Now, some very exciting news before we go into some of the regular news that we usually do on the show, the exciting news. But the exciting news is that last year, I remember we had the guys on from Shitty Song of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
They had their end of year wrap up of what was the worst song.
We were on that, weren't we?
Well, they came on ours and they
New Year's Eve.
No, that was AMR, but that we'll get into that.
Okay.
Okay. Just Shitty Song of the Week had their end of year wrap up with Carl from Who Are These Podcasts.
Yep.
And the song that I bought on the show was in the top 12, possibly in the top 10.
Congratulations.
Which is very exciting. So over 100 songs in the top 10. I think it did pretty well. And we were the only Australian song on the list.
Fantastic.
And I think I'm really representing Australia well by being in the first year of that show, second year of that show, first time on the show, bringing a song in that's Australian, that's so terrible that can hit the top 10. I think that's pretty proud. But I'm going on that show again very soon.
And what was the song?
It was Tamar Jabbers, and it's Ooh Ah. It's a song from the mid-2000s pop song.
Right, okay.
Carl Sandilands' girlfriend for a while.
Right,
And he started a record company specifically to produce her songs.
So in other words, it was been cheaper for him to just get prostitutes.
Yeah, it would have been cheaper to get a prostitute.
Okay.
You know. So very exciting with that. Then we were on with AMR, which is Australian Music Radio, live on their live stream. We were there between, I think, something like 26 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. They had Vexa Luna on. She's awesome. But we were on there. We were already a little bit tipsy.
I was well on my way.
I was trying to keep us both under wraps, but I think I was just trying to keep myself under wraps.
And I really want to get the snippet of us on them on that podcast.
I can't remember. We called in like 8 o'clock or so, and we'd already been drinking, and we'd already been to the beach. Although go-karts that day.
Go-karts, yeah.
We'd already started the barbecue, so we were hot and sweaty, and we'd already been drinking a fair few beers and a fair few whiskeys. So we were down the.
I can't even remember what I said, but I just remember when we hung up, when we finished, one of them going, "Oh, they were always good fun."
Oh, that was good fun. Classic Dan. I love that guy. Thank you so much.
And I was like, I think we just hijacked their podcast for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think we did. But that's okay. That's the fun fun of it.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it. But that's all good. So we're going to catch up with him in this year. Hopefully when we can go see some gigs and stuff. But hopefully soon we'll catch up with them.
That'd be good. That'd be
meet
good.
up with them and do a show in person with the songs and all that sort of stuff. And some good Australian music and it's always fun. And finally, speaking of music, last year I gave my guitar playing services to an artist in America named the Grand Wazoo, who was putting together one of my favorite podcasts is The Dick Show. It's a show with Dick Masterson and a whole bunch of other colorful characters. But he was putting together a Dick Show Christmas album, Frank Zappa themed, called The Grand Wazoo Christmas Kalamazoo. And I'm specifically on the final track of the album, Watermelon and Easter Hay, which is one of my favorite Zappa tunes of all time. But we've been talking back and forth. I've been giving him some guitar tracks recently that for some other little projects he's working on. But we're going to get him on the show too. But that's available at Bandcamp. I think it's like $10 to buy. It's a 44-track monster of a thing, and I'm amazed. He did it all in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like a month. That's what he took. But it's been played on The Dick Show. It's been played on Who Are These podcasts as well. And it's available on Bandcamp to listen to and download. And give the guy some cash. He's done some amazing work. And for 40, you get 44 tracks of music of absolute insanity.
Value for money.
Absolute insanity. And to put it together so quick and, obviously support local artists, underground artists. And he's on SoundCloud as well. So check him out. Check him out there, and we follow each other. We're good fun. And that is all the news. That brings us up to date with everything of the We Only Do One Take podcast, all the way from before Christmas to right now. And I think, Kieran, now you should give us some news.
All right. I will. Talking about dicks.
Yep.
Children's TV show about man with giant penis airs in Denmark.
I did see this. Amazing. I did see, and it's like a candy cane. It's a long candy cane, like a what's it called? Like a silly straw candy cane.
Candy cane. Yeah, with balloons on the end.
With the balloons at the end.
John has an extraordinary penis. So extraordinary, in fact, that it can perform rescue operations. Etch murals, hoist a flag, and even steal ice cream from children.
That's not a skill. That's not a task. That's something villains do.
The Danes have a new animated series aimed at 4 to 8 year olds about John, the man with the world's longest penis, who overcomes hardships and challenges.
He comes over hardships, all right.
With his record-breaking genitals.
That's amazing. What would you say the length of the genitals are from that video? Because I'm putting into both girl length and boy distances, which are just regular.
All right, 20 handbags.
20 handbags. And then the boy measurement?
30 beers.
30 beers, perfect. Perfect. I'm so glad there's a 2 to 3 ratio to handbags to beers. I'm so glad I know that now.
Unsurprisingly, the series has provoked debate about what good children's television should and should not contain. Since premiering on Saturday, opponents have condemned the idea of a man who cannot control his penis.
Well, he obviously can, because if he's stealing ice screens and performing rescues, I would say that's very controlled. In fact, that's got more control than my penis.
Yeah. And coming up the rear, the show comes just months after TV presenter Sophie Linde kickstarted Denmark's Me Too movement. Now, I think Me Too started 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's just stopped Donald Trump getting in power.
Right, and now it's just started in Denmark.
Well, it's a delay by going forward in time. You've got to go backwards to go forwards.
I just don't understand how Me Too's starting now in Denmark. Christian Gross, an associate professor in gender research, said he believed the program's celebration of the power of male genitalia could only set equality back.
I guess if you're saying, like, remember those women marching in the streets with the pussy hats?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that's empowering, I guess showing a television show of one guy with a giant dick, that's also empowering.
The show depicts a man who is impulsive and not always in control, who makes mistakes.
But that's a man. That's just a guy.
Like kids do, but crucially, Dylan Man, the character with the giant penis, always makes it right.
Oh, that's okay then.
He takes responsibilities for his actions. When a woman in the show tells him that he should keep his penis in his pants, for instance, he listens.
That's fine.
Which is nice. He is accountable.
That's fine then. I don't understand what the issue is.
I just think that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Children's TV show.
You know what? They remember Mr. Noodle from the Elmo's World? He was like the mute autistic kind of guy, and he was just like did like big hand gestures and stuff. No. You should check him out. It was a big thing in like Elmo's World when my brother was watching it.
Right.
And everyone would be like, "No, Mr. Noodle, don't do that." And he'd be like, all these stupid little things. Right. This is what I feel like it would be, especially with Denmark.
Denmark.
So he's Danish.
Danish, yeah.
Well, I was going to make a Swedish chef joke, but I guess the Swedish chef is, they have chefs in Sweden and giant dick guys in Denmark, and I think that's very exciting.
I think so. Do you want more news?
I've got a news.
You've got
back and forth.
All right.
Let's keep the show moving as quick as possible here, because it's not like we got any time. We can do as long as we want, really.
Yeah, we're not on the radio. We've got our show.
How good's this one? COVID-19, big thing. Vaccines, big thing. You know what they're doing? Conspiracy theorists have come out on their sites, on Facebook, dadding it up, doing the boomer thing, posting shit on Facebook, on Twitter. Very excited. They found a diagram, a circuit diagram of the chip they're going to be putting into the COVID-19 vaccines when they roll it out from Pfizer and all those companies. Did you see that?
And I think they're correct. I think the conspiracies are true, but it's not going to be Americans that are going to have the chip.
No.
It's going to be the Afghans, the Iraqis, wherever the CIA, whoever they... Because the CIA, that's how they caught Bin Laden.
Oh, really?
They were giving out fake vaccinations.
Really?
They were collecting DNA.
There you go.
To the people, and they eventually found...
Why would you be retarded enough to go, I'm Osama Bin Laden, I need my flu vac?
No, in Afghanistan, they were giving out fake vaccinations, collecting the DNA, because they had Obama's cousin something, so they knew that when they eventually found like
Osama,
this match.
it's not Obama.
Yeah, Osama. Sorry, Osama. Yeah, they eventually found like, he must be in this area because we've now got a close match.
Yeah, there you go.
Like of his children or something like that. That's how they got him.
Amazing.
So they're probably right. For Iraqis, Afghanistan's...
Slightly different to what happened here in this case. So the conspiracy is they found it, they put the circuit diagram up, put it up there. And then I'm like, oh, that's funny. I'll have a good thing. I'm like, this is
You'll have a good conspiracy.
I'm like, this is obviously fake. And I'm like, someone will debunk this. Someone on another group, I'm like, will debunk this. Little did I know it would be on one of my favorite Facebook groups called Pedalboards of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pedalboards of Doom is a guitar-based
music
Facebook group. No, guitar based, specifically for pedal boards, like all those pedals I've got down there.
Yeah.
You can sort of see that.
The digital delay, the
digital delay. Focus on the digital delay for us. Focus on the digital delay over there for a second. Okay. So the pedal boards of Doom guys go, hey, that's not a COVID vaccine chip implant. That's the circuit diagram of a Boss pedal. It's the metal zone, which is like that sound like a distortion, like electric guitar sort of metal sound. That's the pedal, the circuit diagram. So they're sharing this around all good. Like, oh, look at this COVID thing. No, it's just a Boss metal zone.
That's
not
hilarious.
Not even the new one. It's just the regular one, like the one from the 1990s. There's nothing fancy. Just sharing it around. All good. So I'm glad that even Pedalboards of Doom are doing debunking of metal zone.
Good on him.
That's fantastic. You got some more news for us? I think you got some more.
Oh, I do. The sperm kings have a problem. Too much demand.
Go on.
Many people want a pandemic baby, but some sperm banks are running low. So women are joining unregulated Facebook groups to find willing donors. No middleman required.
Amazing.
The sperm kings of America are exhausted. These men are flying all over the place. They are shipping their sperm with... Why would you need to... Yeah, okay. Because you don't need to fly to do it. You just send it in a vial over
Well, you have to keep it like it's like a heart. You have to keep it on ice, right? Otherwise, it would go bad.
Yeah, you don't want it to go bad, but
No,
yeah,
you don't want to put rotten semen in you in your turkey baster.
They are shipping their sperm with new vial systems and taking the latest DNA tests because that is what women want now. Would you do it from Facebook though? You don't know the person.
Oh, buy, sell, swap. Why not?
Buy, swap, and sell.
You know, wanted. You know what? I should put an ad up and just see how many people would be willing to donate their sperm.
Oh my god,
That's
yes.
funny, right?
That's
funny. Or put it on Craigslist. Have I told you about my hired goons plan on Craigslist?
No.
Just to put an ad up for wanting hired goons.
Well, but the thing, if you are the police, you have to tell me the police when you call.
That's right, you know. That's funny. It's just like a funny thing. I'm going to put something up. Maybe we'll do something like that.
Hired goons.
Hired goons. Goons.
Oh.
Nothing like the touch of hired goons. I'm so amazed. Like, there's just so much amazement going on here. So much amazement going on here. Fantastic English, Anthony. That's the way to do it. The important thing is, though, I think next week we're gonna be reviewing more podcasts because what we've found is during our time away we've been listening to some shows here and there, and we've realised that we are actually a lot better than a lot of shows.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
We're actually not bad.
We're all right.
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I feel like we're at least the audio quality. The speed at which we move, the banter that we can have, even when we have guests on, we're very quick.
When my brother said he actually likes the podcast,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we're not that bad.
You know what, my cousin...
Because he listens to ABC 774.
There you go. Well, my cousin Damien goes, oh, I listened to the episode where you were talking about not taking the lid completely off a dip.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he goes, yeah, and then like the next day Beck did it. I got real angry. I'm like, wait a minute, you're still listening?
I've got this problem, and it comes from being a kid not being able to have the Tim Tams or anything nice without mum saying so.
Yeah.
So I always used to go into the pantry,
open it
up,
put it back
eat
in.
it, but then turn it around.
Yeah.
And I've still got that habit to like these days. So even like with the dip, I might crack it open, but leave the thing on because I wasn't allowed
I
to.
want to kill you. Jess did it not too long ago. She did it with some tzatziki in there.
But I want you to know that it's from childhood trauma.
Yeah, it's trauma.
Right, of not...
You know what?
Hey, I'm the most qualified person in this room to say that.
You know what you should do? She goes, either start a podcast or go see a therapist. Your choice.
Start a podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. A lot cheaper. I'm telling you. Tell you your sanity.
Oh, that was my favorite line. Like, what was it?
Guys either start a podcast or
women go to therapists. Guys start a podcast.
Yeah.
That
was girls will do. Guys will start a podcast instead of going to therapy, and then the guy goes, girls will start OnlyFans instead of going to therapy.
Yeah.
But I saw another one that said guys will do anything. Will rather learn about the Roman Empire than go to therapy. I'm like, yeah, but the Roman Empire, that's important.
Hey, it's how we got sewerage.
That's how we got, not only that, it's how the first tax-free havens for churches occurred. Oh, you want to know about that? Just a quick aside.
Well, I do know, Church. I can teach you a thing or two about tax.
Uh-huh.
They only introduced tax for when the government needed money for certain things.
For war.
Then there was no tax.
It was just war.
Yeah.
There's always just war.
Well,
there's nothing else but war. But in Rome there was roads.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. In Nero, Emperor.
Can you not bore our listeners?
Sorry, Emperor Constantine. Very quickly went to battle. Constantine went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think he was going to win. Mm-hmm. Saw Jesus in his dreams, and Jesus said, "Put my cross on your shield, and you'll win the battle." Put the cross on the shield, won the battle.
Yep.
Went back to Rome, and overnight said, "If you do not follow Christianity, you will die." That was the law.
Yeah.
Great law. Easy to
follow.
Easy to follow. Easy to, like, are you Christian? No. Well, you're getting your balls cut off. You're dead. Yeah. Very easy to enforce.
A law is only as good as it can be enforced.
Yeah, that's right.
And that sounded like that law could be enforced.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, how do you incentivize people that have been spending hundreds of years looking at different gods and this and that? You go, well, if you join a church, you don't pay tax.
Perfect. Done. If that was the
Convert,
law,
done.
If that was the law now,
Still,
I'm a
every day,
Christian.
every day, buddy.
Hallelujah.
Which God do I need today? Jesus? Muhammad? One of the Israeli ones? Scientology? You're tax free too? I'm one of them too. I'm negative tax. You pay me.
Church, on a slight tangent.
Uh-huh.
Do you go to coffee shops and buy coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. I've just started because I've used Frank. Frank's been my coffee name because the coffee shop stuff up Kieran. And it occurred to me just a couple of weeks ago, why don't I have a lot of fun with this?
Yeah. And just say we only do one day podcast.
Why don't I just, instead of saying Frank, why don't I start saying names like Spiros,
Yeah.
Muhammad?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, let me know how it goes. Because there are probably people out there that are Muhammad and Spiros.
I know.
And they probably use Kieran as their name.
I'm trying to come up with more crazier names.
Oh, Aristotle.
There we go.
Perfect. Or, Ahmed. And what's your name? I'm Ahmed. No, you're not Kieran. No, you're not. You are a John. John it is.
Anyway, I'll report to you. I'll let you
Please
know how it
do.
goes. Because I was
Please
like,
do.
this sounds like it could be fun.
It sounds good. I think you should just say, just do the podcast names. I'll put it under We Only Do One Take Podcast, actually. Like, if you really want to annoy people, just tell them.
I'll go buy your coffee.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. We only do one take
Sounds good,
podcast.
Sounds good. That sounds like a business meeting.
No, that does sound like a business
book it in
meeting.
your calendar. All right. Kieran, what's some last bit of news? Or unless you get some more.
Do you follow the cricket? No, you don't.
I don't.
A whole bunch of people got kicked out.
I did say that was my other.
But
thing
this
I was
isn't
gonna
the
do.
news.
Oh.
This is more outrageous.
No.
Because those people that got kicked out should have been kicked out. Cricket spectator booted from the Sydney cricket ground for not drinking enough while not wearing a COVID mask.
Amazing. I did see this. I thought this is great. This is the perfect thing of laws that should not be enforced or cannot be enforced.
I didn't know you had to have a certain speed when drinking. I did not know that. I didn't realize the government had mandated
There was none.
a speed that I need to drink
I'm amazed.
if I'm not wearing
You
a
know
mask.
what? If I'm a police officer
Yeah.
at the SGG, and if you're there, you can basically just watch the game.
Yeah.
That's what most of them do. Like, it's a limited crowd. People aren't going to get rowdy. So you are so bored that multiple police officers decided they're going to pick on this one guy. That's the idiocracy of this whole movement.
Because they've probably still got the same amount of police as if it was normal numbers.
Yeah.
There.
But they've got 20%, 30% capacity or whatever
Capacity, and they do scan the crowds.
it is. Yeah.
And so the scanners can probably pick up people more often. And there's no trouble going on.
No.
Now as we'll pick on the no mask wearers who aren't drinking fast
Yeah.
enough.
I love that. You're not drinking fast enough. Wait a second. You're telling me to drive home drunk? Because now you're illegal. you're illegal now. I love that sort. I did see that, and I'm like, that is so ridiculous. It has to be true. There's no way it can't not be true.
Police said so. He was not wearing his mask while he was holding his beverage. Police said he either needed to drink more or wear the face mask for longer. I don't think they have that discretion.
I think there's a very fine line between stupidity and retardedness. And
What's the difference?
stupidity is at least fun. Retardedness is just that is retarded. Like, yeah, it's a bit of a banter, a bit of a joke. It's all good, Like, this is like so far. This is like. Remember I talk about the horseshoe theory a lot?
Yeah.
It's like the left and right they're not like on opposite ends of a stick. They're actually more like a horseshoe. They're actually really close. They're closer than they think they are.
Yeah.
And this is the same. This is what that is. This is like you're both not drinking enough and not wearing your mask enough. I was like, well, which is it? It's both get kicked out. And it's like, wait a second, hold on a minute. No, it's not.
I mean, this needs to be contested because this has been my strategy for not wearing a mask.
I know.
Holding a beverage.
Holding a beverage. Holding a sandwich. Holding a clipboard.
Yeah.
Not wearing a mask. All these things have stopped you from wearing a mask.
That's right.
It's amazing.
I fucking hate masks.
Oh, especially in 40-degree heat these last 2 days.
Oh.
It's been disgusting. I had to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Never again. That's it.
With the lines, I fucking hate lines.
It's people just being indecisive.
I've decided
For a
you've got to get home delivery now. No lines.
don't know. No, because I like to still peruse. Like sometimes I like to,
I do like that.
I'm not indecisive. I'm just perusing. There's a difference.
I'm a fan of the 9 p.m.
Yeah.
to 10 p.m. shop.
Well, I had today off, so I did it at like 10
You've got
o'clock.
no one in the shopping centre. You can generally get a discount chicken.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just beautiful.
Can't go wrong with the discount chicken.
It's really bad when there's a pandemic on and everyone panic buys because there's nothing left.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a psychological thing with the toilet paper, I've discovered.
What do you mean?
Well, people are like, oh, toilet paper's empty. There's no toilet paper. That's because you buy one bit of toilet paper and it's empty. There's a hole. If you go there and go, oh, I need to buy tuna.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tuna, you can buy like, how many cans of tuna does it need to get to the back of the aisle?
A lot of.
Like 50 cans, 100 cans of tuna.
Yeah.
How many blocks of toilet paper do you need to take out until you can see the back?
2.
2?
Yeah.
So let's just say, oh, I'm going to buy 2 because I've got a big family. Suddenly at the back,
yeah.
oh my god, it's empty! And all they need to bring is like one cage, and one cage could fill up 2 holes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a psychological thing. I don't think it's.
That's very good.
I don't think it's really.
That explains why toilet paper was the first to go.
It was never really a pandemic because Australia manufactures 99.99% because we don't ship it from China on boats. That would be retarded. So we absolutely make it here. There was never a shortage. It was just people were buying shit tons of it because they thought the shelves were empty, but the shelves are only empty because they were buying shit tons of it.
My thought is, and I've got nothing to back this up. The bell curve, right? Well, it just so happened that one store may have been like at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and
basically,
refilling.
More people that day had just randomly in this location bought more toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then a journalist is there, takes a photo, tweets it, and it becomes a news story.
That's all it is.
And then it just
it
sets
was definitely pushed along. That narrative was pushed along by the media, I think, very, very much so.
Oh, the media controlled that for a bit.
Well, maybe they were just in part of the toilet paper consortium. Big toilet. Big paper.
There's not enough toilet paper cells. We need more toilet paper cells.
You would think the toilet paper companies would be in cahoots with like regular paper companies, right?
Mm.
And regular paper companies must be struggling. Like Reflex must be struggling because no one's in the office to print anything.
Yeah.
It's all digital.
See,
maybe they're working together going, well, we can't use this there, but we can inflate the price of toilet paper, make some of our losses back on the paper that we've lost.
That's a very good point.
This is big paper.
Mm. I cut down a lot of trees when I'm at work.
Oh, I'm very proud of you. Oh, where though?
No, I'm not cutting down the trees.
No, but where? Like on the toilet or at the printer? See, I would rather have recycled paper to print on than recycled toilet paper. Is that just something in my brain, or does that just make sense to you too?
We should all just get bidets.
I'm up for a bidet. Next house, bidet.
Oh my god, I've got your wedding gift.
Please do.
A bidet.
Bidet. I don't have space for a bidet here, but next house.
You can get bidets that sit on your toilet.
I want a separate bidet.
You can plumb it up.
It's true. If you get me, you and the boys, bidet me up.
Oh my god, Jess is going to love it.
She will actually. She will. Whew. There we go. Well, I think that's enough for today, Kieran. It's been a fun 2021 back in the studio doing this. Next week we'll come in with a review of a podcast.
I'm looking forward to this review of this podcast.
Well, which one do you want to do? We'll discuss it afterwards, but it's going to be maybe we can do 2. Who cares? You bring one in, I'll bring one in.
All right, done.
And we'll review 2. We'll double it up. We'll really annoy the crap out of our audience and all those podcast people. But for all your wanking needs, make sure you follow us on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd like to send us some death threats, some hate mail, a rant, or complain that we did not put an episode out during the Christmas period, email us at weonlydooonetapodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, thanks so much for coming along and bringing lovely Audrey around for the show.
That's okay.
And we will see you next Thursday.
you, Audrey? You've got no idea what's going on, do you?